Hey guys, it's Bizarre Individual here, and this is the last take I'm going to be doing on this. I keep messing up and blanking out, so I'm just going to go with it. And yeah, so I participated in the Manga Readathon hosted by the Manga Hoarder and Shelf Space Fleeting over the 17th through the 23rd. Unfortunately, I was not able to participate in the last 2 days. I got super busy with Pride and stuff, but I did get a shit ton of reading done. This is just the pile for the challenges, and then I have a smaller pile of other stuff that I completed for the Manga Bingo. So I am really proud of myself. I got a lot of reading done. I finished 21 volumes, but a lot of them were like 3-in-1s, so it was actually more volumes, but just the book, I count this as one. So I finished 21 actual books. So yeah, anyways, and I can't go on like what day I finished what, because I literally kind of read like, a part of this and then a part of like another one and another one and another one every single day, and then I just kind of finished it as I felt like it. So I read like 3 or 4 challenges a day, just part of the book, and then I continued it. Yeah, so they set it up was they did 7 different challenges, and I'm just gonna go through each of the challenge, and then they had like a side, they had like other side challenges that you could participate in. One was the Mongo Bingo, and then another one was your favorite. Don't know exactly what it's called, but you actually sent them your artwork, and of course I sent that off, so I can't show you guys, but that was kind of fun. I just drew my favorite scenery in manga, and which was the end of the world apocalypse and fantasy. So you'll be getting that soon, I hope. And then the manga board had 25 different. Yeah, I kind of drew mine right here if you can see it. But I did complete that, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, let's just start with the 7 challenges. So the first one was read a manga that has been on your TBR the longest, and I picked Skip Beat. I've actually talked to Manga Hoarder about this title, so I thought it would be appropriate to read it for her challenge. And I do need to give this another chance, but this was definitely one of my, I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I guess I wasn't into a shoujo mood, I would say that, but I did read Cardcaptor Sakura, which you're seeing in a second, and that's majorly shoujo, so I don't know, I just could not get into this. I've actually heard a lot of people talk about how they absolutely love it, and then a couple talking about how they couldn't get into the first couple of volumes and then they loved it. So I will continue with this, but as of now, unfortunately, it's like reminds me kind of how I was feeling about Vinland Saga, and I was really excited to read it, and then and I had so many volumes of Vinland Saga, and it just kind of plummeted. So I will definitely give this another chance, and I did really like the art style, and I liked some of the characters. I just don't know if I just wasn't feeling it, or I actually read this after I read Vagabond, so that might be why changing the taste, going from one extreme to the other, might have done that to me. But anyways, okay, so next up, catch up on reading a series. I was going to use my TBR Cardcaptor Sakura for this, but I actually ended up using that for a different challenge of the 7 on here, and so this was on my TBR, and I'm actually was reading it for a different challenge I'm doing this month called the Spartacus Challenge by Jane Graves. But anyways, and I just continued reading this and just finished the 2 volumes. I think I was like almost done with this one, or the first one. Sorry, but anyways, so yeah, I absolutely really enjoyed this. I watched the anime a long time ago, and absolutely loved it. It was so funny. This is exactly how I like fan service, and fan service pretty much is, I enjoy it if it's there and there's a plot and it's funny and it's not like put there to be over the top and in your face. But anyways, that's a different video. But I did enjoy the anime better than this. They believe they changed, if I remember correctly, they changed one of the main characters, and it was a different, they made her a completely different character, which I actually enjoyed her in the anime better, but that might be because I watched the anime first. I'm not sure. And how they introduced them going into these different dimensions, I feel like they did a lot better job introducing it in the anime, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, but I did really enjoy the manga, so I'm really glad I got to catch up with that series. Next up is read your shortest series. And I picked a one-shot. Was this? Yeah, this was already on my TBR to read, and I wanted to compare it to the film because I absolutely loved Voices of a Distant Star film, and I really enjoyed comparing the two. Of course, the manga has a lot, well, not a lot, but it has kind of different side characters to move the plot along. It, of course, it doesn't go majorly into the backstory since, you know, it is just a one-shot, and then the movie didn't, like, not really good at explaining stuff, but the movie just pretty much had her, and she was kind of, it felt like she already knew what she was doing, and she was really high up, and then in the manga it was kind of explaining her journey into the program, if that makes sense. But yeah, this was just as sad as the movie, and one of my favorite all-time films, and I definitely want to watch it again. And yeah, next up, this was read a new manga to you. This was recommended to me, so it could have been under the category 7 read a recommended manga, but I chose it for a new manga, and that is, can't pronounce it, There You Go, Under the Bridge. And this is definitely my favorite read of the whole entire week. I absolutely enjoyed it. I absolutely loved all the characters, and I actually went and watched most of season 1 of the anime on Crunchyroll. And yeah, I cannot wait to pick up the next volume. Well, I think there's 3 volumes out of this. I think they're 2 in 1, but it was just so wacky. The Manga King recommending it to me, he described it perfectly. So definitely go check out. I don't know if he did a review on it, but he definitely picked it up in one of his hauls. And I think this is by Vertical, and yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. I just enjoyed every single character. It was just insane. It's pretty much about these, I guess they're homeless people that live underneath the bridge, and to, I guess, kind of my interpretation of it, to cope with their situation, they kind of play roles, and they become, in their minds, they become creatures of like, there's an alien, there's a monster, there's and they kind of live in like a made up society that they make up for themselves, and there's like, you know, a mayor, there's a priest, and it's just a really good time. Just if you want a fun, wacky story, definitely read that. That was definitely my favorite read of the whole entire week, and thank you, that manga kid, for recommending it to me. And the next up is number 5, reread a manga, and that would be called Captain Sakura. Okay, so what happened here was, it was supposed to be catch up on reading a series, and I was actually rereading this for the Spartacus Challenge at the beginning of the month, and with the manga bingo and me just enjoying this so much, I actually went back and reread the part that I even reread earlier in the month, if that makes sense. But so I read, let me just pick this all up. So I guess I could kind of count this as both of those challenges, because I did read some new material, but I read all this, and I literally read the first part of it already this month, and I just went back and I just took my time with it and really enjoyed it. And I'm absolutely loving the story, and I'm really glad that I'm rereading it. And yeah. Okay, next up is read a manga out of your comfort zone. This was when they the same people hosted this last year. They had like more challenges. They had 25 challenges, kind of like a bingo board to read to get like a blackout instead of just the 7 challenges. And one of the challenges last year was read a manga out of your comfort zone, and I picked Vagabond, and I didn't get to it, maybe because it was so large, but so I was like, I'm going to get to it this year no matter what. And I don't know why I've been putting this off so much. I absolutely loved this. This was just amazing, action-packed. The artwork is, you all know, is just incredible. But yeah, it's just freaking amazing, and can't wait to read volume 2, and I need to get 3.5, 4, and just want to continue reading this. I could have probably read just all this whole entire week and I would have been happy, but it's why you read out of your comfort zone, because you don't know what you'll find that you really enjoy. Kind of the next one is read a recommended manga, and I picked Blackjack, and I also picked this because it was appropriate, because I actually bought this for them, the people who, the Manga Hoarder and Shelf Space Fleeting. They already had it, so I thought it would be appropriate to read it for their challenge, and I absolutely enjoyed this. It's just, it was completely not what I was expecting at all. It's kind of like it's a lot of short stories, but it's this Blackjack is a doctor, and that's pretty much all I knew about it. But he pretty much operates and on like weird cases, and he can like save anyone's life, and it's kind of like a thriller in a way, and it's kind of wacky. He and some of the stories overlap, so that was really interesting. I just really enjoy this, and a lot of it is out of print, I guess, and but if you can get your hands on it, you don't have to read it like in order, like I said, the short stories. So yeah, and actually now looking back, I think one of the things is you couldn't read something out of print. I'm not sure, but anyways, yeah. So there you go. So I finished all 7 challenges, and the other books that this was also kind of a recommended manga. I finished Axe, and it's composed of a lot of short stories, and unfortunately I did not enjoy this at all. There was a couple in here that I enjoyed more than others, but honestly, in my opinion, this might be definitely not everyone's opinion, but I just felt like a lot of them were just people coming together and putting the most disgusting things they could inside of a story, and a lot of them, to me, didn't have a plot. Some of them were really psychological, and those I enjoyed more. And then I think what really did this for me is that some of them kind of bounced back for me, where I enjoyed more of the stories than others. And then the last 2 were about insects, and I absolutely hate insects. So it just kind of, at the end, I was just like, I'm done. Never going to reread this. If I do ever decide to do an unhaul, this is going to be in it, but I probably won't. But yeah, it was interesting. So next up, just other stuff that I read. Most of these were just to find challenges, or I just wanted to continue reading them. But they're not on my TBR or the main 7 challenges. I read Crying Freeman. Really enjoyed this. I recently watched the OVA for it, the parts that I had at least. I definitely want to get the OVA and the rest of the manga. I have most of the manga, but kind of in different editions, so I'm not sure if it all links together very well or not, but yeah, I actually saw this, not this edition, but a different edition in stores, and I didn't get it because it looked like something that I wasn't into at the time, because I was mostly into shoujo. As you can see, I'm slowly drifting away from shoujo, but it has my favorite now artist since I read Strain, and he does the art in here, and it's just incredible. Let me see if I can find something. There is a lot of nudity in this one, but it's not as much nudity as Strain has, and I actually enjoyed this a lot more. I did enjoy Strain, but it was definitely it was a bit much. But yeah, so just amazing artwork. Okay, then I this husband because the second edition should be out now, so I'm definitely wanting to pick that up. And then I needed it for a bingo challenge. I found sushi in it, so yeah. There's just 25 different things. They're like Sakura Blossoms, Ramen, Arrow, Rain, Dragon, something I can't pronounce, but it's like a rubber mat, pet gun, cookies, just a whole bunch of other things. And you had to just go through and find them all, so that was really fun. And that's why I read Sailor Moon, and I want to continue with this one, but I'm in a reading slump now since I read so much. But yeah, this has been on my shelf forever. Not exactly this volume, but I had this series before, and yeah. So anyways, I really enjoyed this. I'm actually liking some of the characters that I didn't like in the anime. I'm actually enjoying them more in the manga, so that was really neat. And I just decided to finish finally the Princess Jellyfish. I don't know why it's taking me so long to read this. I'm really enjoying it. I love the anime. I think this just all has the anime in it, and I keep watching the anime, so that might be why. But once I get into newer material, I'll probably go through that faster. And then next, I literally went out and bought volume 10 of something that it's cute and it was sweet and it was interesting reading the recipes, but it's just not my cup of tea. But I did it for one of the bingo challenges to find tofu, and let me tell you, these people are definitely not vegetarian. So there's like, I want to say 3 or 4 recipes in each little book, and they actually show you how to make each thing that they talk about, which is kind of neat. But I'd much rather have read something else that they like kind of forgot what it was called. I don't remember, but anyways, I much rather the story in that I'd much rather picked up something else. But this is all that was available in the store, and by that time I couldn't order anything, so it wouldn't have came to me obviously. But anyways, it was cute, it was sweet, but yeah, like I said, volume 10 was I had to go and look through every single recipe, and they all had pork or chicken or blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, this is not going to have tofu in it. So I finally found a soup that had tofu in it. I could take a picture of it and win the stupid bingo challenge. That was the last one. And what sucks is I remember seeing a picture and they said tofu in it, and it was in a manga that I have on one of my shelves, and I literally tore up my bookshelves. You should see over here on this wall. It's completely tore up. Behind me I actually kind of fixed but for this video, but yeah, I know that it was in there, so I looked in every single one, couldn't find it, and it was also annoying that a lot of times they were eating, and it could have probably been tofu, but I wanted to be like specific, and yeah, so, and then a lot of times you knew what they were eating and you knew that there was tofu in it, but then they wouldn't like really show a picture of it, so it's just so frustrating. But anyways, I won the bingo. Well, a lot of people did, but you know what I'm saying, I won for myself the bingo. Things that I wanted to read that I didn't get to, which I'm kind of bummed about. I think the reason why I didn't get to this is because it's gothic and creepy, and I read Axe, and then I read Blackjack, and both of those were kind of like creepy gothic, and I was like, okay, I can't handle anymore. But I will get to this soon, promise. And then I was kind of bummed that I didn't get to read this. But yeah, I just kind of ran out of time because I don't know if I said it, but I only had 5 days instead of 7 days to read because I was going to read on, like for one day was Pride, and I was going to read a little bit and finish those volumes the 6th day of the challenge, but then I was literally running around getting ready for it. So, and then as you could tell with my TBR, I didn't even get to read any A Peach Girl, which I'm kind of disappointed about, but I'm sure this would be one book that I read next month. So yeah, I think that is it, and thank you for hosting this year. I had a lot of fun reading, and I can't wait until next year. And yeah, like I said, I read 21 like physical books or manga books, and then a lot of them were omnibuses. So if you want to count those, I guess I don't even know. But anyways, you can do the math as you watch the video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.